What's up, world? Welcome back to Radical Investors, where we talk about stocks, crypto, AI, and all the ways how to get to the money. I'm Wasu.
I'm Hamed.
And today we're talking about the fall of Disney. The kingdom is burning down, guys.
Let's go.
Guys, welcome back to our channel. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Today, we're talking about Disney. They've had a ridiculously horrible 6 months. The Marvel movies are not doing that well. Their prime actors are getting arrested and falsely accused of beating on women. Things are going bad. They're going into political battles with the governor of Florida. A lot of things happening with this company, mass layoffs. So today we want to dedicate some time to sit here and talk about Disney if we think they're going to be a company that we're going to be investing in the future.
Yeah, so right now, let's just kind of go review what they've been doing wrong. All right, so they currently are in debt, $40 billion. Part of that has been to get this Disney Plus streaming going, right? That was a huge cost, a multi-year cost, and now that cost is coming to roost. They made some investments into the multiverse and into the NFTs,
the
metaverse, right? So there's exposure there. So they've just been taking L's. They've really just been taking L's. Like my brother mentioned, with Disney is not being Disney right now so bad. Bob Iger had to come back. So they just announced that they've got about a 40,000 layoff coming up, and they're gonna do it in 3 phases. So that who knows? It might even be more phases if they need to continue to show some kind of profitability, because their main Marvel stories have just. It hasn't gotten to this phase 3 has not gotten to a good start at all. So they're in a crossroads in a way, right? It really might not be reflected as much in the stock price, but if you look at what the sentiment is via watching YouTube, right, via just the public in general, right, there is this is kind of Disney it's like Disney in the 70s, where they could be entering a very, very bare season for them.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. I watch this company quite closely, just because I have passions. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I watch this company very closely because I have passions in the entertainment industry. Making movies and things like that is one of my passions. So I watch this company very closely, and I would pinpoint the downfall of Disney currently after Endgame, right? So after the Avengers Endgame, it was this crescendo moment that they've been building for a decade, right? And then afterwards, naturally, you're going to have a let off, right?
Right.
So phase 4 that they've been going through right now has been a complete disaster. The movies are just not hitting the same, which you can come to expect, right? Because when you come from the top of the mountain, that you've been building for a long time. And I think the biggest issue that they're having with this phase that they're in is the stories now are incredibly complicated, right? They're complicated and so interwoven at this point through multiple mediums. So their Disney streaming platform, 10 years of movies. Newer people feel that if they come to the table and they don't watch a series on Disney Plus, they're going to miss out.
Intricate part.
Yeah, and they're talking about the multiverse and the quantum realm.
Yeah.
These stories are very, very complex. They're not as easy as the Avenger. Big bad guy wants to destroy the world, and the Avengers have to stop him. These stories are a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, it's a tough, when creating stories, it's a tough dance you gotta do, right? Because you don't want to be just stereotypical comic book film, but at the same time, you can't be this high research paper where you gotta have your reference book next to you as you're watching these films. Nobody wants to do these dissertations on a film. At the end of the day, you watch films to be entertained, to enjoy those 2 hours, to enjoy that time, when you're watching the content. So.
And, we should talk about the elephant in the room is politics, right?
Yeah.
So Disney has
true.
become a very politically charged company over the last couple of years with the fight with Meatball Ron, Governor DeSantis from Florida. That fight really put them in the crosshairs of kind of right-wing YouTube and conservative YouTube. And then when you look, so they're already in the crosshairs anyway. And then when you look at their actual execution, right? So they have a big diversity push, right? They just actually fired that lady that was in charge of the diversity. But so there's one thing about wanting to be inclusive and wanting to tell different stories from different angles. And then there's a thing about just pushing woke politics, right? And if you look at their execution, it definitely landed just the woke politics kind of side, right? It was just like a lot of the content lately has been kind of like, this is a little too much. It doesn't really represent this group or that group in the best light. A lot of the talent that they put in positions, like John Boyega and people, black people and people of color that they put in positions, they put them in such bad positions, right? They tell such bad stories with them that it ends up hurting their career, right? So it's not including people in a positive way, it's including people in a negative way. I think
it's kind of just using
people, right? You're just saying, oh, look at this black guy, look at this Latino guy, look at this Asian person, it's just using somebody. But at the end of the day, you have to tell great stories, right? It doesn't matter who, if it's the lead's a white person, black person, Asian person, Latino person. You have to tell good stories that connect with audiences, right? And I think for whatever reason, they kind of lost that magic a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can get that back. I know the broader movie industry is celebrating a life because to finally break away from 100%. What I call the Marvelification of everything. I don't know if you guys noticed lately that we went through a couple years where all the content was just corny jokes, no stakes,
some throwback song from the 80s.
Member berries all the time. Remember this, remember that. And we kind of live from the content world of the John Wicks, of the Top Gun, of the what some would consider a little bit more masculine type of content. And I'm glad to see with like Creed doing well, with Top Gun doing well, with John Wick doing well, that type of content is coming back. And it's really dominating at the movie industry. So this is a kind of win-win, or it's a 50-50 for me. We'll see where Disney goes. Bob Iger, is a legend on Wall Street in the movie business. And if anybody can turn a ship around, it's definitely going to be him.
It's definitely him, guys.
Well, what do you know? Is Disney in for a comeback? Or is it a sinking ship? Hit that comment section. Let us know. Like always, have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Peace.